Right, what's up guys? It's your boy JJ Richards back again with another video. So today I'm going to be doing a voiceover of today's leg workout, which was inspired by the one and only John Meadows. So I am now well and truly into my off season. By that I mean 3 weeks into my off season, but I am enjoying every minute of it so far. So let me talk you through the workout then. So this first exercise was just a warm-up of a lying leg curl. So the aim of this is to place a dumbbell in between the feet, and the reason why this is better than using a machine is because, as you can see, you've got to keep the dumbbell placed in between your feet, which means you've always got to be squeezing your feet together, which means you're always contracting your hamstrings. So as well as moving the weight up and down, you've got to keep your feet nice and tight together. So you're actually doing two things at once. And considering females say males can't multitask, I am doing a hell of a good job right now. So this is where the John Meadows inspiration comes from. Never really trained with bands before, so as you can see, I've increased the resistance by adding a band, and the more the weight comes towards the glutes, the more the band is getting tighter, which increases the amount of contraction that your hamstring has to do. And I must say that this burns like crazy. It's a very good exercise just to warm up with before going into the compounds. So John Meadows is a big advocate of pulse reps, static contractions, and various other weird and wonderful tricks. So as you can see here, once I've completed my reps to failure, I've done 15 to 20 pulses, and then I'm just trying to hold a static contraction as long as possible, trying to fight against the resistance of the weight, also the resistance band, and I'm done. That was an absolute burnout. Give that one a go, let me know how we get on. So moving on, next was squats. So I know a lot of people will slate me for doing Smith machine squats. I'm just not hardcore enough to do free weight squats. I actually find free weight squats really uncomfortable now. I always find I get a shooting pain in my groin and also along the right hand side of my quad. Doesn't matter how many times I roll it out, I just find it really uncomfortable. So I seem to be getting on really well with the Smith machine squats, and as you can see, I'm doing sort of a dead stop on the bench. I'm probably bouncing more than I would like to. Ideally you want to be staying, just pausing for a little bit, taking that elasticity out of the muscle, and then powering up just using the quadriceps. So I worked my way up to about 180, which is my main set, which I'm moving on to now. I managed to get 6 reps. We'll call it 6.5 reps because I got the negative on the 6th rep, but I just couldn't get it up. But I always find as well, and this is what John Meadows said, that if you start off your leg exercises doing a hamstring curl first and then moving on to squats, for some reason it just feels a lot better. Your legs feel ready, just feels more comfortable rather than just going straight into squats. And also you're not really pre-exhausting the quads too much, so you're able to generate more power. Because a lot of people will do leg extensions first, which is great, but you're really going to burn out your quads and cause them to fatigue. And when you want to lift some maximum poundages like I want to do, it's never a good thing to fatigue the muscle too much prior to doing the compound exercises.
Lightweight.
So my last set of squats now, so what this is called is a deloading set. So basically I've taken probably about 50% of the weight off the bar, so I had 4 plates per side, dropped it down to 2, and I'm just trying to do as many reps as possible. I did quite a good set. I managed to get 20 out. I'm trying not to pause too much, just continuous motion. Towards the end you'll see that I did pause because this got me in the lungs. I'm sort of around, I'd say about 8-9 kilos heavier than I was a few weeks ago, which isn't a massive rebound, but my body still isn't quite used to carrying the extra weight. So my fitness is slowly going downhill. So after doing 20 reps of squats, my lungs were ready to burst out of my chest. So moving on now onto the leg press. I think most people when training legs really like doing the leg press. The main reason being is because you can lay back, relax, doesn't really fatigue your lungs too much, and also you can pack on a shit ton of weight so you look really cool in the gym. As you can see, I've also added a band for just extra resistance. So at the top of the motion, there's just extra resistance at the maximum point of contraction, which really makes you force and squeeze the muscle. I'm really trying to focus a lot more now on time under tension. In the past, I think I've been very guilty of just trying to focus on progressive overload, and I've just been trying to look at what weight I'm lifting rather than focusing on what's the most important thing, how I'm lifting it. So even as the weight gets heavy, so I think this was like 10 plates per side, I'm still trying to control the weight. Not as controlled as I'd liked it to be, but slower than previous. So it just adds more resistance to the exercise. It would make 100 kilos feel like 200 kilos. So I'm just trying to really focus on that negative contraction. You'll see here when doing the leg extensions that I'm really overemphasizing the negative part of the exercise. Weight's not too light, but doing like 10 to 15 reps like this way, contracting it at the top, really slowly focus on the negative, it will burn your quads like never before. So I'm really finding that the time under tension, I've noticed that it's, increased my intensity whilst training without having to go too heavy on weight, because the problem is with heavy loads and progressive overload is, for me personally, I always feel it after about 4 weeks. My joints, my ligaments, everything just really aches, which does impact on my training. So this here was my final exercise that I did for legs today. So this is called a muscle round. So it's actually one of Dr. Scott Stevens' methods. So basically what I'm doing is 4 reps per side, moving straight onto the other side, and I'm doing this for 6 rotations. So the first sort of 3 or 4, pretty easy, but the last 2 or 3 are very difficult. It's also good doing some sort of isolation work for both legs, because whenever it's a machine like this where it's fixed, your stronger leg will always dominate. So sometimes just doing some single exercises, whether that's for upper body or lower body, I definitely recommend it. Give it a go. So coming up to the end of the video now, so I'm going to stop rambling on. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget, click the like button, drop me some comments down below, give the workout a go and let me know how you get on with it. As always, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and until next time, peace.